New information on the Boston bomber is coming to light.
And is it safe to visit Memphis or not?
Those stories and more on Today at ChattState.
Hi, I'm Bill.
And I'm Macy. So, Bill, how's your semester winding down?
It's good. A few more weeks and it's summertime.
I know, I'm excited.
Me too.
New questions are surfacing about how the U.S. handled information on one of the Boston bombing suspects. U.S. authorities are taking heat for not monitoring Tamerlan Tsarnaev's activities more closely after being tipped off by the Russians twice. Joe Johns reports.
Tsarnaev left the U.S. for Russia in January 2012. The Department of Homeland Security took note. His name was included in the Customs and Border Protection system called TEX, which is supposed to detect unusual or suspicious travel. It was there because the now-dead Boston bomber was also included in the FBI's enormous terrorism screening database, 500,000 names of known or suspected terrorists. He was also on the National Counterterrorism Center's Terrorist Identities Data Mart environment, TIDES for short, similar to the FBI list and updated several times a day with much more specific information. Tsarnaev's departure was communicated to the Joint Terrorism Task Force in Boston. So how is it that 3 government agencies knew about Tsarnaev, but he got such freedom to travel? Intelligence and law enforcement officials tell CNN Tsarnaev was included because in March of 2011, at the prompting of the Russians, an investigation was opened into possible ties with Islamic extremists. But 3 months later, having interviewed him, his family, and looking at some of his online activities, the U.S. did not see a threat and cleared him.
The FBI took action in response to that notification, investigated the elder brother, and investigated thoroughly and came to the conclusion that there was no derogatory information, no indication of terrorist activity or associations, either foreign or domestic, at that time.
And that's the reason Tsarnaev's name was not placed on any U.S. watch list that could have actually stopped him from flying when he left the U.S. for Russia and returned last year. Authorities said Tsarnaev wouldn't have been deemed suspicious because he was supposed to be traveling to Russia to see his family. By the time he returned, he was cleared by the FBI, and the system was no longer required to notify about his travels.
2 fuel barges are burning at the dock in Mobile Bay, Alabama. The fires are too hot and too dangerous for firefighters to battle. The barges loaded with gasoline exploded Wednesday night. Officials say they were at least 6 explosions heard up to 20 miles away. The shipping channel where the barges are docked is closed. At least 3 people were hospitalized. Fire officials believe everyone's been accounted for.
Police in Memphis, Tennessee have put up some controversial billboards. The signs warn that the city isn't safe. In this report, Jason Miles explains what is behind the message.
This city does not support public safety.
Yeah,
that is not an encouraging sign.
The fact of the matter is it's simply not true.
Stewart.
Mayor A.C. Wharton tells me he's taken calls from those concerned about signs like this one placed around the city by the Memphis Police Association.
They are disturbed greatly.
Local tourism officials believe the signs send the wrong message to both visitors and Memphians alike.
Whoever came up with this strategy to try to get people's attention, I think it's very disrespectful.
This is how the police officers, the ones that are actually out here protecting this city, feels.
MPA President Michael Williams tells me the signs went up to remind people of the battle employees continue to fight and the resulting impact on public safety.
This has been listed as one of the most dangerous cities in the nation. We have not hired police officers at the rate that we should have.
There are also unresolved issues concerning benefits and pay, including a pay cut Mayor Wharton says he's trying to restore.
Here I am fighting to get the money back, but at the same time, we get these billboards,
which he says may only damage an already strained relationship.
August 31st has been designated Traditional Marriage Day in Tennessee. The day is months away, but is already angering some groups. Carly Gordon explains why.
Nashville's Woodmont Bible Church pastor Lyndon Allen takes a special interest in marriage. He mentors newlyweds and couples that are struggling You see, he and his wife overcame some pretty big obstacles of their own.
Without marriage, the place just falls apart.
That's why Allen says he worked hard this legislative session to get lawmakers to pass this. It's a resolution declaring August 31st, I Do for Life, Celebrate Traditional Marriage Day in Tennessee. The idea, he says, is to get single men and women to take the next step by saying I do.
Men who are single actually earn less than their married counterparts. Women who are single actually have more emotional issues than their counterparts who are married. And the real kicker is with kids. Children who are born to unwed parents have a spike in their poverty risk by 82%.
When we heard this, most of us just rolled our eyes, I think, and said, well, there they go again.
Chris Sanders with the Tennessee Equality Project represents the gay, lesbian, bi, and transgender communities. He's been watching the resolution all session, and when it passed,
ayes 32, no nays.
Sanders and his organization printed out a statement of their own proclaiming August 31st Tennessee Marriage Equality Day instead.
We're not opposed to traditional marriages, not in any sense of that word, but we believe that traditional marriage should be extended.
Allen is adamant the state's Traditional Marriage Day has nothing to do with gay people saying I do, and everything to do with single people saying I don't.
I actually applaud homosexuals for pursuing in society what is valuable, and that is marriage.
It uses the phrase one man and one woman, and we believe in marriage equality, and therefore we think the resolution does take a swipe at our community as well.
Let's take a quick look at the weather. Here's Bethany Johnson.
It's been a cool week here in late April, and you should expect it to be cool and rainy this weekend as well. Lower 60s for Saturday and Sunday, then it goes up to the mid-70s for the rest of the week, and rain on Monday and Thursday. So don't start wearing your sleeveless shirts just yet.
Thanks, Bethany. Well, that's it for today at ChattState.
Thanks for watching.